Local 1700 brothers and sisters, how y'all doing today? Today we're in the month of August, so we're getting down towards the end of summer. And I hope the summer get that Indian summer, but it's been a hot one. Been a very, very hot one. We got a podcast. We want to update you on some things, talk about some of the things that's been put out through the local website. I've been seeing on social media. Got hanging out with me today the Vice President Eric Waters.
How y'all doing?
And Shop Chair Terrence Big Sauce Jackson.
What up, though? What up, though?
Before we jump into it, I got to talk about what I always talk about. EAP, TAP, benefit and attendance. These are key names, key positions that you really, really need to figure out how you stay in contact. When I say figure out, because it seems like we kind of forget about them. A lot of issues in the plant that deals with your work, and the EAP is there for you. I always say EAP ain't just for drugs and alcohol. I find myself being repetitive in saying this, but they are for a host of issues and concerns that may prevent you from getting to work or doing your job in a very, very low stress environment. A lot of times when we come in the gate, whatever issues we have outside the work plant or maybe even inside the plant, it gets in the way of our mind and getting our job done the way we need to get it done, and it causes us to go down the road where we get in trouble. I always recommend that people reach out to the EAP rep, have some conversations, take their advice, take the services that they're putting forward to you, and utilize that tool. I mean, it's something that we fought for. We fought for this, and we should be utilizing it. TAP as always is about the money. Hey, get in school and get some education, right? Take some union classes, take some outside, secondary classes. A lot of people ain't meant, as Ron always said, to be in the plant. Hey, maybe this ain't your forte, but while you're there, use the money. Use the money, further your education, and do something different. Is that what you need to do? Most definitely touch in with your TAP rep, and that's Teresa Brown. I want to go back to EAP, that'd be Misha Reed and Keely Bell. Your benefits. Your benefit reps, they sitting up there, they help you with your benefits as it relates to your medical, your dental, your life insurance, death in an event that somebody passed or even yourself may pass, you want to make sure things is in order. Get in touch with your benefit rep and do that monthly. Because life be lifing out here. I mean, we have a lot of things that goes on. Next thing you know, unforeseen circumstances, and you're not prepared because you don't have your documents in order. I think it's very important. Attendance. Tish Hearns. And we all shake our head and just, I should have started up with attendance in the beginning, but they all kind of play hand in hand. Attendance and EAP, all that, they play hand in hand. The biggest thing that we have at our plant and other plants is attendance. Please stay up on your attendance. Check your attendance like you check your check. Every week, check it. And if you know you want those people to chase the gate, or I call them gate chasers, check it every day, because that 1 minute can cause you to be in harm's way as it relates to your attendance. And 1 point or one incident on one day can be a double up on points for failure to call in and failure to come in. Next thing you know, you're sitting at 1.5, 2 points.
Absolutely.
That might be what pushes you out the door. And the company, we did a marathon grievance recently during the downtime. And I tell you, their position as it comes to, they call it M8 UAPs, is very strong-armed in the sense of the days of yesterday is no longer here where, we used to bring people back on conditional. Check your attendance. It is important. That is just one hard fight. It's a hard fight to fight. And I tell you, we're not winning those fights because it's a no-fault attendance policy.
And that's the problem that everybody really got to understand. Nobody likes the attendance policy that we're under. Yeah. Not the, members, not the leadership, nobody. It's very, very harsh. We understand if management was gauged by the same attendance policy that we were, majority of them would be fired. Things happen in your life, kid gets sick, now you got to choose between your job or your child, and that's an unfair decision to put on anybody. But we have to do our best to navigate this attendance policy until we get to negotiations and they are able to get some type of change. But there's not going to be a change if there's an increased amount in absenteeism.
I tell you, a lot of cases, and I'm pretty sure with you, Eric, and you, Ron, that I look at with the attendance, because what they give you 9, they don't give you 9. At the 9th one, you out. Yeah. But a lot of them I noticed is people getting hit with the failure to call. Or
Yeah.
they didn't call in time. So not only, okay, I know I'm gonna be absent, I know I gotta eat that point. But they not catching that you're catching another point or a half occurrence for failing to call or calling in late. So then that catch you up in the system real quick. I tell you, if you know you're gonna be off, utilize your vacation time and your PA days. Use them wisely. I know the call-in PA days is on hold. They got a block on Mondays, or they refuse.
Just Monday.
Just Mondays,
Just
right?
Monday, yes, sir.
But outside of that, you can do that. But use your time wisely because that time, winter coming up, about 2 or 3 months, it's going to be a snowstorm.
Yeah.
And look at the weather now, global warming.
And construction still going on.
Construction still going on. And you may slide your car off into a ditch. And now you got another occurrence and you don't have a job. So, I'm asking everybody, please touch in with Tish Harms.
Oh, Tish.
She's the attendance specialist. She hit all 3 shifts. She talk with the committee man and Stewart regularly.
She gonna give you more information than you need. She gonna break it down to you.
Yes, she is.
And have some patience because it's your attendance. It's your attendance. So I always run through that and say reach out to those folks. We do at Local 1700, our brothers and sisters. I'm pretty sure everybody heard about. There was a tragedy over at 1248. Was over last weekend. One of our brothers over there passed away due to some incident over there. We offer our condolences. I did talk to the president over there, and our EAP reached out also if they need some support. But at this moment, we just want to make sure we offer our condolences and support. We as a plant, Local 1700, know how it is to go through hard times because we had several deaths at our plant. But it's never a good thing. It's never an easy thing. It affects the membership. It affects the leadership. And we just want to offer our prayers and our condolences to those brothers and sisters over there. There is a retiree picnic coming up. Our retirees, they like to party too. So they got something coming up. It's on August 13th. It's at the Warrendale Shelter. I think it's in Dearborn. It's in Dearborn. If you're out and about, swing through there. It'll be pretty much all day, but swing through there. And hey, just like we always ask for volunteers, reach out to Green Hill or John Stallings or Charlie Spann or anybody else that's over there that's in leadership and tell them you'll volunteer if they need some hands or just come hang out with them. Me, Eric, I know a lot of people from the leadership plan on swinging through there, show our faces just to support our retirees.
Oh yeah, Green Hill on the grill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He get busy for sure.
He get busy for sure. And he enjoyed doing it. That's the great. I know most grillers do, but
he be out there.
He enjoyed doing it.
And what he be doing? He be volunteering.
Yes, he do.
Volunteering.
That's our guy. I do want to talk about Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Labor Day is coming up.
Big event.
2026 Detroit Labor Day Parade. This is out and about around the plant. It's also been posted on the local website. It's September 7th. The parade starts around 9 o'clock. I always tell people you get there about 7 o'clock in the morning because they start blocking off streets.
Oh, we have a good
my Ryan
time.
got his hands up in prayer.
We have a good time between 7 and 9 though.
Yeah, we do. It's at St. Peter's Episcopal Church. That's where we always stage at.
Yeah,
Same place. It's a parking lot right behind them. For those who never came, it's right behind Michigan Avenue. It's a parking structure directly across the street where they can park cars in. I'm pushing this. I'm asking our members of leadership. I'm asking our specialists, our team leaders. I'm asking our members to push this. Everybody. We want you guys to come out. Ryan got his hands up in prayer. I will tell you, last year was I'm gonna use the word, was embarrassing. The year before that was not too much better. The turnout for a 6,000 membership, 7,000 membership was less than 0.5% of the membership. That's a bad look. When I say it's a bad look, because Labor Day is a day for us as workers. I did some research on this, man. I did some research for this podcast.
All right, break it down for us, Fred.
But the Labor Day originated in 1882. 1882, that's a long time. And it actually became a federal holiday in 1894.
That was like 2 years before you was born.
Yeah, that's not, 2 years. It's a long time. But it was recognized, it was basically to recognize the contribution that workers did and they made to the strength and prosperity and the well-being of America.
America.
Huh?
We built America.
I was going to say, we all know it's the middle class, it's the poor class, it's on the backs. Our solidarity song say, not a will determine for us, right? So we built what America is. And it became a federal holiday to honor that. And that's not something they gave to us. We had to fight to get that.
Man,
Been fighting all our lives.
man.
So when that holiday come, that one day out the year, and there's a couple of holidays that I really take super, super serious, but this is one of them that is saying, hey, for all those folks who are laborers, because that's what they call us, not white collar workers, they call us laborers, this is your day to be recognized. And we should all show up and support that. They even changed, we used to walk, what was it, a mile and a half, 2 miles down the Art Plaza. Now we only walk a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile to the train station, Michigan train station.
So we got to show up to appreciate ourselves.
Yes, yes. You know what they say, if you don't love yourself, nobody else will. Now, we expect the company to show us any type of grace, because it will never be grace, but any type of respect. We need to show up in numbers to show them that we are in solidarity. That solidarity has to be what? Solid.
Got to be solid as a rock.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this, Fred,
Yes, sir.
because this is going into a big campaign year in November. And, you know, a lot of people are upset about affordability, you know, the price of gas and, you know, just, you know, the cost of living in general. You can rest assured the politicians are going to be down there, you know, trying to garner even more support from the UAW. And this is your time to speak your truth to the politicians that want your vote.
Yeah.
Might be your only time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, you got to take advantage of it.
Well, you know they say Michigan is a purple state, right? Not red, it's not blue, because it can go either way.
It can go either way.
And this ain't just for a unionized thing. It is, as Eric is saying, that these are these politicians that make rules and laws to govern this land, America. And we want to put people in that represent our interests, right?
Because when we go into contract negotiations national, we want a union-friendly, you know,
Representative,
president,
yeah,
you know,
president, yeah.
House of Representatives, Senate sitting in government.
And that's why they throw a lot of money behind CAP, and we do a lot of things that a lot of organizations don't understand. They call them lobbyists, you know. They send corporations send lobbyists to companies all the time, right, to get people to sway their votes to go their way. But they swaying CEOs.
Yeah.
We need to sway politicians to enforce CEOs to do the things that's going to be in our best interest.
Absolutely.
And that Labor Day parade shows them that with strength in numbers that we can affect them being in office or out of office. So that Labor Day parade is big. It's big. So I'm asking everybody at Local 1700, please come out. And I'm using the word please because this is an ask not just for me, but it's for us. Us as a membership, us as an organization, and in order to turn America around to the way we feel like it should be geared towards the working man, this is what we need to do. We're doing a campaign right now just to drum up some support, boots on the ground. Every Wednesday, they're asking everybody to wear their Solidarity red shirts, and then pull out those Timbos or those Timbos or your boots, your Nike boots. 'Cause I got the Nike ones, right?
Nike boots for
I
sure.
pull out Nike boots for mine.
A couple cowboy boots in there.
Yeah, that's what it takes, man. It takes. You know, we're trying to get good spirit and morale to build us up because we want to see a good turnout. On the bad side, and I know y'all heard me say this before, last year the band outnumbered our membership.
Man, I was
Yeah,
hoping
man.
you.
You
I
know,
was
you was
hoping
hoping I wouldn't say
I was hoping you weren't gonna say that, man.
I gotta be honest, that's a bad look. And considering that, you know, this is the one day that we get paid to be off for. We actually get paid to be off. It's early in the morning, it's over by 11 o'clock.
Bring your family, man. Make it a day of it.
And just be done, yeah.
And it be sausages, and you know I'm always the foodie, y'all. So it be sausages, hamburgers, pops, you know, union dudes, union Pam, come out and eat with us, come
Man, talking
kick
about
it.
food, we having a fish fry afterwards.
What
We're
is
having
it?
a fish fry down here at the local directly afterwards.
So how I get in the fish fry?
You got to come down. Come down to the parade. Get your wristband. The wristband will let you in when you come to the local. We're going to have beer, fish. We're going to have some things for the vegetarians and the vegans. We're going to have a little bit of everything down here. Have a DJ down here. Just so we can enjoy each other camaraderie too, right?
You gonna have a T-shirt for me?
Oh, man. We always going to have that T-shirt.
Oh man,
We
I'm
always going to have that T-shirt.
food and a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Y'all count me in.
We gonna have
Please,
a
y'all
T-shirt.
come out.
You know what else you get to do?
What else?
Man, you get to bring your daughter down there,
Yeah.
teach her some history, you know, let her be a part of a movement that's trying to bring the middle class back. You know, let your kids know what you do to get them Jordans and all them other electric bikes and stuff. Let them know, it's because of the benefits and the negotiations of the UAW that you're able to do that stuff.
Yep. And I definitely wake my daughter up bright and early. She already know what's going on. Parade, we gotta go. Please, y'all, come out.
Yeah.
Man, he be terrible after that. I do not want to deal with a whole other week of this. Please, y'all, come
I'm
out.
in a bad mood, man, but this young been in a good mood.
It is.
We are
We're gonna come out in
we
numbers.
Come out.
In droves. I know
You're
we
right,
are.
Eric. Bring the family because these young kids, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, when they get older, even if they don't go down the union route as far as a union job, there may be a doctor, lawyer, or something, and they may be like, hey, I know what the UAW did for my father or for my mom or my auntie, and they may push that agenda along too.
That's right.
It's not just about today, it's about 10, 15, 20 years from now.
But even more so, it's about community. It's about us coming together. Divide and conquer will always be, to our detriment. But we need to come together, everybody, production, skilled trades, the janitors, even the managers and stuff. Y'all need to be there because y'all benefit the most from it. And
Every
y'all
time
don't
we
even,
win, they win, right?
and they don't even pay us dues.
Yeah.
But this is a movement to bring back communities and bring people back together because we don't have to be divided. Don't nobody have to lose for somebody to win. Everybody can win.
I was talking to a young lady yesterday. She was like, just brainstorming. She's like, we got to change our vocabulary and be more inclusive.
Yeah.
We got to start using the word we and us and she, and when she was talking to me, I was actually listening to her like, you're right. I have to change. I look at myself too. You're right because we want it to conclude all our members.
That's right.
We were talking about the clique and all, different perceptions that people have. We don't feel that way, but others may. And a lot of it starts with the term that we use. And so we are marching, and we're asking us, our members, our brothers and sisters to come down with their families and participate.
Everybody.
Yep. Bring your neighbor too, next door. Bring him too. Yeah, bring everybody.
People be down there with the dogs.
Yeah.
Ain't
Yeah,
no
bring them
excuse.
dogs.
Ain't no excuse. Come on out, y'all. Let's have a good time.
You're already getting paid. You ain't got no excuse.
That's right.
That's my spill on that. I hope to see everybody down there. I'll most definitely be down there.
You said
Yeah,
fish fry?
Having the fish fry directly after at the local 1700.
You gotta have the wristband.
But you gotta have that wristband. Because once again, we try to encourage you to come down to do the march. So most definitely come on out. We're gonna have a good time after. We did it about 7, 8, 9 years ago. We did the fish fry, and it was a blast. So,
Man,
this
they
is
ain't,
dope.
you ain't got some new fish. It ain't the same fish from then, is it?
No.
All right. I see. I'm asking the questions for y'all. I got y'all out there. We ready. Come on out and have a good time, y'all. Let's come out and have a good time, y'all. For real.
The other thing that's on my list that I was
Hey, well, Mike, the last time though, for real though, this is serious though.
What's
The
that?
train station even be open though.
It do.
So if you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, you could take your family through there and make a little family time out of it before you make it back home. So, cause I know I took my daughter through and we all walked through as a family and we
Something to
learned
see.
some stuff. It's
Yeah,
something
yeah,
to see. So keep that in mind too. Just come out and just have a good time.
Downtown came a long way. So when you went to the train station, you could go down to
There's a
it's
river
lot to
walk.
see.
Man. Yeah, so yeah, come on out, y'all.
Detroit is on the come up, and it's starting to look really, really good. But the train station, yes, it's a lot to see.
It is, definitely.
Next thing I'm gonna talk about real quick. I don't know how quick it's gonna be, but I am gonna talk about this. We put out, and it's been on social media because we posted on the local website, suggestion forms or resolution forms. This is for 2028 national negotiations, okay? And I want to talk about, because somebody asked me, can I give some clarity to what kind of demands you'd be looking for? First thing I do want to say, officially, International have not sent out the forms and said, hey, start taking this from your members. This is something that we sat down amongst leadership. We looked over the last couple of contracts, and I know the last contract for sure we didn't get a lot of submissions.
Like
We do.
38, wasn't it?
It
39?
was less than 125. Because, when you broke it down here,
Yeah.
some of them were the same, so then it came down to 38. Then me and the committee sat down and started trying to make up stuff to put in there. But it should be coming from all the membership. So I said this year, let's get ahead of it. We're a year and a half ahead of the game. And what I'm doing is I'm putting them all into a folder. So when that time when the International do say, hey, we not rushing to get them. We already got them. Stuff is happening daily, weekly, that we say, oh, I want to change that. So you won't forget it, put it on paper now, send it down.
Yeah.
We also made it possible that you could do it online. Actually submit it through, go on the local website. You can submit it right there online. You ain't even got to come down here. It goes into an electronic folder. We'll print them out. We'll put them in the folder. And when that time comes for International to ask, hopefully we have 3-4 binders full. You know what I'm saying? To send down there. We always gonna follow the process which is the correct process. It's presented to the membership at that time. Typically, always, what happens is we ask the membership to approve all, because we don't want to separate through them and say, oh, this ain't good and that is good. We send them all down. But what I do want to speak about is the difference of what they are, right?
Right.
So we got 2 books, green and red.
Taking notes. Come
Bam,
on.
right? These are the 2 primary books. There's some more books to go along with. It's a whole set. These are the primary ones that we utilize. Then you have the clerical, you have the engineer, you have your benefit books, and so it's another one in there too. But these are the ones we primarily use. And when you're submitting these demands, you have monetary demands and non-monetary. I mean, demands that's generally focused around money, and those demands is not. Now, I give you an example. Non-monetary would be attendance. That should be one of our number ones, right? That should be one of our number ones.
Number one.
Attendance. We need to change the attendance policy. Emergency status. That's fighting with the attendance thing. That should be. That was some language that was in this book.
That everybody approved.
The paragraph was less than 5 sentences that nobody ever utilized, and everybody voted on it, contract after contract. And then they decided to use them. We said, what the hell, right? So emergency status, critical status, those things should be on the non-monetary. Conditions in the plant, work standards. Work standards outlined in the contract, and you may want to expand on that, or you may want to take some things out or change the whole program of it. That's non-monetary. I already spoke on emergency status, but overall, anything that's in these 2 books that speaks to your work conditions within the plant, overall for all plants, because we do have a local contract too that speaks to specific work rules in our local.
Right.
But that's what you want to submit in. Monetary stuff will be raises. You know, if you send in a demand, hey, we need a $2 raise or $3 raise, that goes into the monetary. Cost of living, we just got cost of living back under the last contract, but that's a monetary thing. Bonuses, but stuff like medical. Medicals is a monetary because most medical is asking for an increase in that medical pay, or SNA pay, or in your benefits somehow for payouts for when somebody passed away, or your dental costs or things of that nature. All those things are fall into monetary. Yeah. So there is a difference in it. On this form, it's asking specifically what part of the agreement is it coming out of? Is it coming out of engineering, out of letters, memorandum, and agreements, or the parts, maintenance, and production agreements? So there are several different books. This one right here is the parts, maintenance, and parts. Production, maintenance, and parts. And this one is the letters, memorandums, and agreements. And then there's also the engineering, office, and clerical.
So if I was one of the members, and you know, we hear a lot of members complain, hey, I'm not going to get a pension, and they want a resolution to bring back pensions, what book would they go to?
That book will be under your benefit pension book, because we do have a benefit pension book, and that would fall under the monetary, right? Because it's a monetary cost. Submit it.
Submit it.
So most definitely submit it. You know, anything, that's a good one, Eric. Anything with healthcare. I know right now the chatter is that those are going to be some of the big issues, healthcare and pension at this next contract.
And co-pays.
Yeah, and co-pays. That's another one. But we still don't, let's not take for granted just because they're talking about it that we're not going to submit it, right? Submit it, make sure it's on paper, you know. And I encourage everybody, submit everything individually. Don't say, okay, Eric put it in, I ain't got to put it in. You know, because when they get down to international, they're looking at all the locals and they're creating these piles, right? And if I got a pile for healthcare and it's 200, and I got a pile for pensions and it's 2,000, then when we prioritize the 2,000 over the 200 because the majority of the members said this is what they want, you know, and it's not saying they don't go for everything, but when they have to prioritize to put these in these buckets. So I ask people, you know, not only put it in for yourself, but talk to your neighbor so you can get other ideas or his ideas and put that on paper. Yeah. It's never too much, right? It's better for them to say, hey, we got it than we don't got it. This podcast, I do know a lot of locals listen to it, but if your cousin work at a different local, make sure you encourage them to put in the same thing and their ideals.
I already know what I'm going to put mine in, though.
Yeah. What was that?
Get rid of the bridge.
Yeah, get rid of the bridge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is still a bridge.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Get rid of the bridge. And that's a big one, especially for us, right?
Yeah.
So I'm asking everybody to know the difference between the two. Keep in mind, though, if you submit it, we still turning it in. But at least we want you to have a clear idea of what you're asking for and why you're asking for
And
it.
give you opportunity to speak what you want.
This is the time to use your voice. And I think it's a good thing that we're being proactive on this. I haven't seen any other local do this yet. And that's not a shot at other locals. I'm just looking at our membership and what get turned in from our members. And considering we one of the biggest, I want to make sure that we have a firm seat at the table and our voices are heard. We have a conference coming up in, is this October?
October.
About contract negotiations. And they're going to be asking us as leadership, what do we see, and what our opinions is. So that's what I want to speak on that. This will be open for the next year and a half, 2 years. So don't sit on your hands and get too comfortable, and don't also think this went away. Just because, and every now and then I post it on the website again.
Let me ask you this, Chris. Can we put air conditioning for all plants in our resolutions?
We can put air conditioning in for all plants in our resolutions, yes. And then we should double down on it when we do the local contract. We most definitely should be putting it in there. Put it on both, because it may get done at the national level, or they may set the framework for us so we won't have such a hard fight at the local level. But in case they don't, still submit it in as a local. That way, because we already said we taking up the fight.
Yeah.
Yes, and that should be in all locations. I absolutely agree.
In our local, we can put in our displeasure with the variety of water that we get in.
I heard about that, man. Who told me? Oh, you and J-Mac told me about that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's
they
that
said
with
the water ain't right.
Yeah, the plant manager too was.
So basically, you saying in this for these solutions, resolutions, and things, you saying everything that they complain about on Shap Talk, they need to put on paper.
There you go, right.
Okay, I just want to make sure we getting it right because it's not going on heard.
Yeah.
So everything that's complaining, because I'm taking notes for real, y'all. Like,
go.
and feel free to ask questions. Huh?
Get rid of
Get rid of Apsapure. See, we ain't being funny, but and
Get
we
some
ask
Ice Mountain.
questions
We hear the
still.
people. We hear
even after
what you're
this,
saying.
even after this podcast, ask questions. It's nothing wrong with asking a question. One of the tradesmen stopped me when I was riding the cart today and asked me like, Ryan, where I get them papers from? And I told her online, and then we just learned that it's some floating around the plant. So when you see me again, I have some in my folder just so that I can give you, but you can get them online. So
And the
it's actually causing
stewards have
traction.
them too, right?
That's
the stores have them.
Committee gave them the stores. They got them.
Yeah,
Yep.
so just let's ask for the papers. We'll get them to everybody, and it's already traction that's going. So the people are listening and they taking heed to it because I got stopped about that today. So
And like I said, Eric, not only that, it's an electronic link on the website where you can just fill it out right on the website. So, that's the new technology.
that's for all my techies out there. Yeah, for all my techies.
Just
yeah.
don't do it while you're on the job.
Just
Yeah,
don't do it like a job.
please.
And these two books too, and I do want to bring this up because we still got boxes and boxes of these. When we first got these, we ordered them. I forgot it cost us.
No, it's been some grip.
It was expensive, right?
And
But
when we
passed
say
them
we,
out,
we talking about the
and
whole
everybody-
membership.
Yeah, when we say we, yeah. We passed them out, but I know they get lost sometimes. We still got these down here at the local.
Come get 'em.
So if you need another set, come down here to the local. Ask the secretary, she'll get you this set. That way you can start going through with your highlighter and your paper and start filling them out.
And those are online too.
Yes, these are online, uaw.org Stellantis. You can get every copy, the whole set online.
Download them on your phone.
Yep. Exactly what that is. So I wanted to bring that to the attention of our members also. I know Ryan got some things I'm going to tag you in, but we talked about this before, and I want to continue to talk about it. The smoking and marijuana getting caught in the parking lots and the drinking. Is that on your list, Ryan? 'Cause I want to jump ahead of you.
Oh, it's no, but come on, it's on the list for sure.
Okay.
For sure, because it's tied into something else. Go ahead, Prez.
Well, my part is, we keep having a conversation with plant manager and labor about different scenarios and situations where our members are getting caught, smoking in the parking lot, having marijuana in the parking lot in their vehicle or on their person, and it's costing them the job, right? Then the same thing, the drinking is not only drinking in the parking lot, drinking in the plant. But the smoking, they be smoking in the alleyways. I just gotta ask, is it worth your job? That's what I'm asking the membership, because I understand these things are legal in the outside world, but we tell everybody in orientation, Chrysler owned a property between 16 and 17 miles from Van Dyke to the railroad tracks. It's private property. They convene these rules. We know these rules coming in, and I don't know if we just get comfortable or we get laxed, but it's causing too many of our members their jobs. And we're being proactive in the sense of speaking on it because once again, like attendance is hard to fight. These are some of the battles that the company is taking a very tough stance on. And what I also see is, a lot of our members have company vehicles, right? They get in the leases, right? And if you get terminated, or even if you get suspended and you're just out there, either they taking the lease, especially if you get stopped for alcohol, so now you don't have a vehicle, and you possibly losing your job. It's just sometimes you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? I just need us to take a hard look in the mirror, because it's not only management. Sometimes when I walk through the plant, members come to me and say, hey man, can you talk to them about smoking weed, because it stank. That's their, that's their disposition on it. And this ain't management saying it to me. This is some of our members have said it to me. So I just asking our members, hey, I'm not here to judge. I'm just asking to use respect and common courtesy and common sense, so you don't lose your job, you don't lose or jeopardize a relationship in the plant with your coworkers, and you don't make us have to work extra hard on something that we can't really even argue and fight with. That's my 2 cents on that.
It's getting scary because it's just happening more frequently now. And it's like, we doing it with people that, like as a kid, you was taught like stranger danger. Somebody looked out of place, say something, run, scream, yell. Like, we are watching people walk up on us that we don't even recognize, we not even moving. I'm not condoning doing it anyway, but it's to the point it's not even being discreet anymore. Like, and you fired. Like, I'm gonna give you the spiel. Pending investigation. We suspending you pending investigation. We understand what happened. Give us some time to think about it. They take the pictures, they pull it out, they take the pictures, and they just getting you on the other side of the door. You're fired. I just want you to know, when you call me, I'm going to be very understanding. I'm gonna have all the grace in the world, and I'm gonna listen. But before you get off the phone, I'm going to make sure that you know you're terminated. And I just want to let you know that the contract speaks to consideration to bring you back. Yes, we gonna fight. Yes, we gonna crawl, scratch, scream, holler. But it's at the end of the day, like, you put yourself in a messed up position. And your family. So now you got to go home and look your family in the face. And I don't know what story you gonna tell them to make yourself feel good. But now you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, I blew this. $40 an hour. And I know people always say that money ain't everything. They always say that until you ain't got it. And that's when money becomes important. Home don't feel or look like home when you don't know how you're going to take care of it and pay for it. That's one of my lines. I'm going to stick to it. We can't give away our jobs like that. I don't have no harsh words, because it's heartbreaking. Even when I get off the phone, it just lingers. Nah, I can't even eat. Y'all know I'm fat. I like to eat. I'm at home. I can't even eat dinner. Because it don't be that I just leave y'all there. Nah, the missus looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Why your attitude like that? I'm like, just so-and-so lost their job today. And it really be like that. And it don't be easy for just to hear it. And everybody is cool until that first Friday coming is no check. Everybody is cool until you realize your insurance stopped. Then everybody cool, and then you start calling me saying, Ryan, they challenging my unemployment. They won't even let me get unemployment. Mm-hmm. Yep. They're making everything uncomfortable. And then when you finally call me and say, Ryan, what's the status? And I tell you, well, I can't even talk about it to 9 months. Or they saying I got to send it to the third step. Then y'all calling my VP on me like, Ryan said it's at the third step. That is not what I said. I said I'm sending it to the third step. But now we trying to get you back. So I just it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I mean, and they catching, they own to the packs. They own to the e-cigarettes. They own all of that. The vapes, they own it. They watching it. They own it. And that's how we keep getting caught up. They looking in the car. They seeing, y'all, the new cars don't even come with ashtrays. Yeah. I don't even know. Y'all are buying ashtrays, quote unquote, allegedly, but I done seen the pictures, and putting ashtrays in a cup holder. And they're just looking at it and taking a picture and saying your term. We can't continue to give our job away. We were talking about parking lot security. It was somebody out there that looked a little strange, so they jumped on top of it. Sterling Heights was called, got the guy apprehended, got him out of there. So now they like, well, we know the holiday season's coming around, the weather's changing. This is when robberies, thefts, and I ain't trying to put it out there. You know what we about to start building again. Yeah. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah. It's coming. It's been all over the news. So you know that's gonna put extra eyes on our plant and our parking lot. But with that comes, they not gonna turn a blind eye to say, Johnny worked for the plant, so I'm gonna let him do what he want to do, but he looks suspicious. They gonna tap Johnny on the shoulder too and say, hey, you want violation, you don't supposed to be doing that. So with the good, it's gonna be some bad out of it. They're gonna do the job across the board. So I'm asking everybody, be mindful when you pull up, just let it go. Please don't leave no weed in the car, no drinks, no anything. Whatever you do and indulge in as your business, do it outside of their vehicle and outside of their grounds. Please, 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 because I'm telling you, they looking you in your face, they telling you they understand, they giving you a hug, they patting you on the back. You looking at me like, Ryan, I think it went good, and my heart is a heart, so I know I have to tell you, no, you're about to be terminated. Just look for the letter in the mail, and I'm tired of having no conversations. So y'all, please, let's just tighten that up.
And when you say outside their grounds, I want to be clear on that. What do you mean when you say outside their grounds?
So park, not in the building, not on the parking lot. Be away from all of that, and not outside the building, not outside the park, not on the parking lot, and not even in their vehicle. So that means you got to hop back in the shooter. You got to hop in your cousin's car. You might have to sit on the front porch, but all of those things can lead to discharge and leads to discipline in the plant. And we sign that over when we sign that waiver. We be so happy when we see that price and our car, you know, the Waggy or the Durango or the Charger, it's in build, but we just signed some other stuff that we don't even realize that we gonna be in compliance with their rules. So that's what I want to say, y'all. Just come on, let's put it together, cause I don't want nobody else to lose their job. Let's just work, maintain, get the money, tap in with tap, do other things, and let's just be great. But let's continue to work and make money. Please, y'all, please leave that stuff outside of the building and off the company grounds, please.
Well, I'm gonna jump in on that because Ron, you know, as you say, it's not a good feeling when you get off the phone, because we don't in these jobs. You don't be like, all right, yeah, you ain't getting your job back, you fired. Hey man, what's going on? No, we actually be like trying to scratch our head like, how do we change this direction, right?
Yeah.
But I do want to speak. You know, last couple of podcasts we've been using this sense. Solidarity got to be solid.
Yeah.
And we've been having a lot of conversations behind the scenes because we like that. I think that's a very catchy saying. Actually, we have some shirts made up for it because it's a lot in that statement. Solidarity has to be solid, not just when you want something or when you're pissed off about something. There has to be a consistent solidarity is solid all the way through. And I'm speaking about health and safety right now. You know, a lot of times when I watch, say, social media or I hear people talk, the only time they really, really complain is when something happened that day or they didn't get their way that day. But that condition or that situation was already there 2 weeks before then, 3 months before then, 6 months before then. And, you know, what I'm asking our membership is, I need us to keep the same energy, and not a negative energy, but a proactive energy to solidarity of holding the company accountable for things that they owe us, just like they hold us accountable for the things on that fine print when we sign up for these cars, and we know we can't smoke in or drink in or whatever the case may be. That's fine, that's the rules of the game. But the rules do go both ways. The reason we don't win is I always say it's not because we're not outnumbered, because we out-organized. We're not consistent with the fight. And then when something go bad, we say, well, where's our leadership? Well, I always say leadership is each and every one of us out there. It's all of us. It's all of us. A lot of times you guys point us to the smoking gun faster than we see the smoking gun, because you already know where the bodies is. Well, we just need you to be consistent, you know. And I understand the frustration sometimes, and I did want to speak on this. Sometimes our members do get frustrated at us as leaders, the stewards, the committee men, or whatever the case is. But that's how the world operates. You're never going to get everything all the time the way you want it. Or you may not know all the details behind something. But stick with your leadership, support your leadership. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if it is really one sound, one band, the solidarity will be solid because we'll be able to move mountains together versus the infighting against each other.
That's right.
And a lot of times, what was we at? Recently, we just met the lady, I can't think of her name, Christina. We was in there too, the labor lady. All laborers, they got a new person down there. You know what they said to me? We watch our podcast.
Man.
We watch our podcast. And they said it with confidence, like we watch every last one of them, right?
Yeah.
And that's cool, because we really got nothing to hide. What we don't want to talk about, we won't talk about. What I brought that up, the point to be is they're consistently saying, let's understand how they tick, meaning us.
Yeah.
And we need to be consistently saying, let's understand how they tick.
Absolutely.
So
Does that
when
make sense what I'm saying?
yeah, because when they go on the internet and see that y'all mad with us, they just keep stirring the pot.
Yeah, yeah.
They keep stirring the pot.
You get
We understand, like even with it's on my list, and we ain't gonna jump far, but even with the late postings, they get it. They gonna be mad at the leadership, so we gonna post late on purpose, and it's like we got it, we working it, but y'all are going there and just bash us, and we could take it. Like Eric told me, we signed up for it. We gonna take it. It's just to a certain extent, it got to be like. You got to know when you being fooled. You got to be like, you know what? I'm being bamboozled right now. They turning me against the one person in this building, the one set of people that actually got my best interests at heart. Let me look at the whole silver lining of this situation, and let me point my anger toward who it need to be mad at. And then how you get even is build. Yeah. That's how you build the product. You keep your glasses on. You give them no reason to do nothing. And it's gonna sound crazy, but I'm telling you, if you give them no reason to bother you, we win at the end of the day, because now we can enforce things that we want to enforce. And like they always say, as casualties of war, we can have less casualties as possible because we're in compliance. Once we get in compliance, we unbeatable, I'm telling you, because we can apply so much pressure that they'll call us in there and say, hey, what do we need to do to make this right? And then that don't stop the pressure. We say fix everything that we requesting and our conditions to be better, and we'll be working better. So just like I say, I love y'all. I know I done butted heads with some folks, and hey, I still love you at the end of the day because you my brother and my sister. That's just what happened. We might feud and we might argue behind closed door, but when we come out, we unite in front, and management ain't gonna see us do it, and we gonna do what we gotta do to keep this union wheel spinning and keep it turning.
So, guys, you know eat.
Well said, bro.
Oh man. So if I can jump in there. It's a couple plant issues I just want to touch on and get out y'all way.
I only got one more thing.
All right, we'll go to your one more thing because I don't want to change the train of thought.
I'm challenging all of us, and I challenge the leadership. Leaders. People who want to be in leadership. And I ain't talking about going from zero to hero. I believe you take steps to get there. But, the future is right in front of us, even though we don't see it. AI, the way they're moving robots, and the people that's on the floor right now. Now if you can barely get a job working at anywhere if you don't have no what they call it Word experience, Excel experience, and any of those programs. So the future is in our workplace right now.
That was in your day. It's
now it's something else.
It's something else.
PowerPoint. It's a couple of programs. You're right. That was
that's
because technology is constantly growing.
Yeah.
I guess my point being is this. I asked all the leaders that's in elected leadership roles, are we developing leaders? And I'm asking the floor, everybody who's looking at this podcast, are you developing yourself to be in leadership, and are you learning how to work with leadership? So when you are, in order to lead, you got to learn how to follow. And the point you learn how to follow, then you can lead, because then you'll know what it takes to be on both sides of it. But you have to learn. Put yourself in position. Take some classes at the region. Get involved with the standing committees here. Not just getting on the committees, but support them and learn some things. Get with one of these reps, whether it be me, Eric, Ron, Byron, Chris, Martin, any of these reps, any of them, and just pick their brain, and not in an agitating way, but in the way that you truly want to learn, because these seats, these opportunities are going to be you guys.
Yeah.
And we have the conversation all the time, are we ready for tomorrow? And I know there's some good people out there, and I see some of the arguments and some of the platforms. It's just you got to have a little bit more than just the knowledge. You got to have the skill set of communication and the skill set of working with people and compromise without giving up your values or morals, or without getting so mad that you can't have a conversation. I always used to say all the time, you ain't do no good if you're smart, but you ain't sitting at the table. You got to have your feet under the table. So it's a balance of all of that. And I'm just asking our membership, I want the next group of leaders to be the best leaders, better than me, better than Eric, better than leaders prior to us. I want to keep moving that ball forward. So I'm challenging you guys to get involved, educate yourself, and get yourself prepared for leadership at that time when that time comes for you. That's my last piece.
And just to piggyback on that was dope, and I agree. And just as being a leader, you got to just be open and honest and be accepting to the things that you know is right, but it don't feel good. And that's the one thing I had to have as being a leader. Like, it might don't feel good, but it's right, and it morally feel wrong, but it's right. So you might get mad and say, well, I guess it's in the language they can do that. That's what you got to be able to look at the membership and say yes. And that's why we brought up those things earlier, to put in the changes that you want to see in the contract, so we no longer have to say that.
It's in the
And it's in the contract, so it'll go our way. So, but that's what you got to be able to look at your membership and say. You have to be able to look at your membership and say, hey, we can't do that. And then you got to be able to boldly look at them and say, hey, they're wrong, and we're going to enforce the language, and we're going to get the problem resolved. So those two things come together. But I'm looking for the next leader, and I got one that's probably watching the podcast, and you've been persistent, and me and you gonna lock in, and we gonna get the ball rolling, because I do got one person that's consistently ain't never stop asking, and we gonna get the ball rolling. So the next leader, please raise your hand, stand up, send a bat signal. We looking for you, and we trying to build them up daily.
All right, that's my 5 minutes of fun.
That's your 5 minutes of fun. So I just want to touch on some plant issues, in-house issues, like I always bring, and we just gonna run through them real quick we ain't gonna hold y'all. Right now, the plant is out of emergency status, and it was like a hand clap. It was like a high five. I want to say thank you to everybody, because it took full-fledged, nothing but grit, grind, and determination to get out of that. And you looking at the camera right now like, Ryan, you ain't no good, because what you about to say is, they hit me with something else. They did. Hit me straight over the head with it. Right now, we running an annual.
You gotta stop me. Membership understand this. Once again, there's Labor Day parade coming up. We ain't out of emergency status. They want to be out of emergency status.
No, we not. No.
There's been a series of ongoing arguments over the last year
Yes.
about emergency status at the local level, from the skilled trades level, from the production side, meeting after meeting, and research and grievance and arguing and debating. They didn't just say, okay, we out of it. I just want y'all to know that. That came from persistent, consistent, being denied, but coming back and fighting with a different tactic, coming back and arguing situations, and now we out of it. So yeah, when we clap for them, we clapping for the membership on that.
Yeah.
And I'm most definitely clapping for the leadership on that.
For sure. Got it.
I
needed that. I need you to say that, though, because you're right about that. So then they came back with another one, which is the annual automatic exemption. So that it's just found on page 308, section 5 in your green book. Just go ahead and read it. You got any questions about it, reach out to your leaders, your leadership, reach out to me. However you got to talk to, we can sit down and have a conversation. So that's how they able to continue it. But they already done tried to do something with that. So every time they see something, y'all, they try to twist it and do something else. So we already done argue back and forth and put the rumors down how long they thought they was gonna do that. So that has a very short expiration date. It's coming up in several weeks, and we should be done with that. And then we'll be moving into the next chapter. But like I tell everybody, 2 on, 1 off is the only chapter I'm looking for. That mean our product is selling. That mean there's checks coming in. That mean we all working. And that mean everything is going good. That's when we know we have full throttle and there ain't no threats of ending the shift or none of that. When things start to looking shaky under that is when the questions start coming up. And we ain't ready for none of those questions, because we enjoy all the 7,000 members we have, and we trying to keep it rolling that way.
Absolutely.
So that's what we under. The plant is running under the annual automatic exemption found on page 308, section 5 in your green book. Reach out to your current leadership. We'll walk you through it and explain. And the only dumb question is the one that you decide not to ask. We'll walk you through it, and we'll learn together, and we'll teach together. So come on, reach out if you need questions. 66C meeting and manpower. It's a struggle there. So I'm gonna go on record and say it. We got a struggle going on with the 66C meeting and the manpower. So we trying to get everybody moved. Battery line about to start kicking off. They taking people. Material, they down. We're running the numbers, and we're trying to get everybody back to their role and back to basics. Right now, it's a tug of war. I'm looking you dead in the camera, and I'm gonna say this, and whatever happened. Right now, your leadership, we're not controlling the 66C list right now. You want to know where you at on the list? I need you to do me this solid. And it ain't about me, because I want to be honest, and I want to be brutally honest with you. I need you to do me this solid. And everybody, we on the same page, so this way we don't got no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you seeking to see where you at on the 60C list, please contact Miss Holly Oliver. Once again, that's Holly Oliver. That's the employment lead. Please text or call her for the information. She's located in HR, just in case you want to speak with her in person. Office hours, 8 a.m. till 3:30 p.m. Phone number, area code 586-863-6510. Be very professional. First, last name, and CID, and she'll be able to tell you where you located at on that list. That's for your 66C movements. The movements are moving slowly, so nothing is froze. It's just taking a minute for them to move. And I'm just trying to just clear the air. We want everybody to be where they want to be so they can be happy, where your seniority lands you so we can keep rolling. 5S'ing while the line down. We ran into some hiccups with 5S'ing while the line down. I need y'all to just clean up your area. Ryan, I ain't trying to hear that. I know we tired. We've been working. The line was down about 4-5 hours. Man, just look at your area. Clean your area. Don't give away a write-up. Don't give away just clean your area. Get your boats up off the ground, sweep up, and just go ahead. We've been having some downtime because it's chain pop in the paint shop. So we got some things going on. So we trying to make up. You know the first thing they like to do when the line go down, they like to get mad at us like we broke it. It ain't our problem. You done ran us 2 years straight. You think it wasn't gonna need no maintenance, no TLC? I'm just asking y'all, don't give them a reason. This is where I'm saying if we can stay in compliance, we can win. Just tighten your area up and let's keep it running from there. Hair, we got this issue going on with the hair. I got some. It was some signs up. We getting them reran. The hair need to be pulled up in the bun. Hair pulled up in the bun. I know it's some things out there that was given false pretense. I got with safety today, both sides of the house. Hair pulled up in the bun. That's the petty stuff they trying to get us for. Fellas, it go for us too. If it can't go up in the bun, you can't tuck it in your shirt. But on the undershirt
too.
That go for management, everybody. That go for everybody. Management on the floor should be following this. If labor hit the floor, they gotta follow this. That's everybody. Nobody's exempt for the rules. Health and safety. Hair tied up in the bun. I know it's crazy. They just come out and they do the same thing and they trying to catch us up. Low hanging fruit is what we like to call it. Don't even be subject to that. Keep yourself in bounds with that. Glasses and headphones. That one I'm only spending 2 seconds on. Put the glasses on, take the headphones out. It ain't no in between with that. That's what they catching us on. Let's keep it moving. This another issue I wanted to hit on. The schedule of the paint and body shop. So we know that y'all running every third shift is being scheduled and we trying to bring this together. On the page 10 in the local language explains the overtime and what we got to do. A meeting has been set up and requested to balance the hours out so everybody can be back in a rotation. So we following the local languages found on page 10. National language refers to us to local language. So we do have local language in there that keeps this balance in line. We already challenged and called the meeting, so now we got a meeting coming up where we can sit down and we can work this out. That's for paint shop, body shop, and that's for 3,200 second shift. So we bringing everything back together. We hearing the outcry. We hear what's going on, and we working on it right now. The last thing, stools. Big thing just came about the stools, so we just had to have this conversation. You can't have a chair with a back. If you was getting away with it, they just was letting you get away with it. No chairs with backs are permitted for us on the line. But the stools with no back, it was a back and forth argument. Nothing was given. That was a strong, firm negotiation that had to take place for us to be able to do that. So just respect that. Stools with no back is permitted. But of course, you can't sit down and do any job while the line running unless that chair has been placed on your job. Because I know it's some jobs in trim that do it, with the stools and stuff. So I'm not saying that, y'all. So don't chop me down. But if you done bought that chair to get off your feet, please don't do the job while the line running. And that's about wrap up everything that I had. We know the bells is still an issue. I got with the head of security. The president and them been on me about it, VP and them about the bells because we hear the concern. So they rewiring everything. Believe it or not, it's somebody called a bell master. They got one person he called a time master. They got one person that know how to work our system because it's so old. So now they got him updating it to where we can actually bring it back in-house and our trades can work on it. So just give them some time. I understand sometimes it go off. It's wrong. Give us some time. All you done gave us enough time. I hear you. I understand that. But we are working on it. We hear the concerns and we working it. Last but not least, ice machines. I done got with Dan. We got some on repair, some on the way so we can upgrade them because the ones we got out there keep going out. And at that point, that conclude all the shop talk and all the shop stuff going on inside the plant. Thank y'all for being patient with us. Thank y'all for rocking with us. And let's make sure we get the solidarity to be back solid.
All right. Well, I do want to throw in about the flag post.
Yes, sir.
The executive board did approve the funds for the flag post to be installed here down at the local. So that's very important. We got the American flag, the state flag, the UAW flag, and the POW flag flying high. The wind blowing, it looks good. But along with that package that we had asked to approve from the executive board came with the flags for the plant. So I don't know if our membership realize or recognize the company don't pay for our flags. No. So we as a local, when we want flags flown at the plant, we have to provide those flags. I did get some calls because they noticed that the flags were gone, taken down. Yes, they were taken down. It's been about 2 or 3 months now, so
Yeah.
I'm just starting to get the calls. And I'm glad now I'm just getting the calls because we already got the replacement. But that's because we had to approve the funds down here with the local, the executive board. Those flags have down. The new flags came in. They were given, passed off. I drove past the plant. Those flags are now up in front of the plant also. There was something else that you said. Skill trades. And this is in your plant thing. They're still working on the cafeteria. We went down there on Thursday. Took a look at it on that cafeteria in the front. Was it C3 or Q? Yep, C3. They're still working on it. They got to redo the floor because the floor didn't come out correctly. I guess with some type of railroad track that went through there, whatever the case is. But they guesstimated that's going to be about 2 to 3 more weeks, right?
Say about 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks to get that up and running. There's some new furniture that is going to come, but it's going to come after the cafeteria is completed, and then they're going to come back and have to put some new furniture in there. So that is on track. Then we're going to move on to a different area. But the goal is to get all the cafeterias done within the next 2 years, including, which we talked about before, the greenhouse cafeteria, which I'm not calling it a cafeteria, I'm calling it a relaxation room because some of the things that we're going to put up in there.
And that's backed by medical, right?
That's
For the
backed by
people
medical, right?
okay.
That's like a trash dump back there.
Yeah.
But that is something that we was able to negotiate through the last big ordeal that we had, but it's coming and it's still on the table. Also, the gym equipment. I did check back in on that. They said the PO was being written or approved. Chuck Patton, the plant manager, said as soon as it gets to his desk, he's going to approve it, and they're going to replace some of the gym equipment that's over there that needs to be replaced. And then some of the gym equipment that can be repaired, like the cables, they're going to fix those. So it's going to either be replaced and or repair. But I think it's going to be a combination of both, and that's for both the North Body Shop and
Man, GA.
the main GA. Thanks, Eric. The main GA. I wanted to throw those 2 things in there because I know we had some walks and some conversations on that. And once again, these are things, though, that I want to bring up that's not in our contract at all, that locally we need to continue to add into. I know sometimes people get mad or they say ping pong tables, or popsicles or whatever, but you don't miss it until it's gone.
And then it's
hell, when it's hot as hell, y'all be happy when them storage brings, And this is a small trinket, don't get me wrong, but it's
Every
these
little bit
things-
of help, man.
Yeah, every little bit of help. It's these things that help with morale and things of that nature. So I just wanted to add that in there.
Last 2 things. Launch. We on this launch curve, man. Great job, because we done had some crazy launches. So the ice stat has been staying down. Shout out up to 90. Y'all doing y'all thing with the repair. Shout out to the members that's doing a great job. They're just building the truck. We building the truck, and all of that talk about we couldn't do it. And then shout out to Skilled Trades that was heavily doubted on being able to put that cafeteria together. But not only have y'all put it together, y'all done exceeded and been ahead of schedule, waiting on them to deliver parts and stuff. So I got to shout y'all out because I know y'all was under a lot of scrutiny and pressure. They said it couldn't be done. So I got to shout out my man Mike, Sal, my man Brian, and John, just the whole
the
team.
project-
The
project
project
coordinators.
coordinators
Yeah.
and everybody, and the coordinators who running the time, making sure. So shout out the whole team, everybody that done turned the boat, screw, and to your fellow brothers that's cheering you on while they walking by, because they turn coming up next with this work that's not getting sent out. But Mike is actually getting it done in the building where you guys get to utilize your talent and do it. So shout out to the trades for making everybody look good. Y'all stood up tall, literally put y'all boots to the ground, and y'all doing a heck of a job. So I appreciate that. And even though it's down, we do got food trucks that's out there. We ride by to make sure they there. They out there with enough food serving everybody, so people still got food to eat. So I just want to let that be known.
Stop signs over there by
Yep. One of the things that came up in the bench meeting for several weeks is over in the South Paint where they moved the crosswalk about 20, 25 feet down because it was a very, very severe safety hazard. I'm glad nobody actually. It was something serious. So they moved it down, but still the trucks were still crossing the parking or coming across the crosswalk when they lined up to go out the gate. They're supposed to put up a tall, illuminated LED stop sign so the truck drivers can see it because they sit high up. Eric went through there the other day. He took a picture of it. He went and verified that it is up now. So those trucks should be stopping before the crosswalk so that people can walk through. Then when they go on the other side of the road, there's a pathway. I know it's been contractors or people who work inside the plant that's parking their vehicles there. Plant manager said tow them. And so that's been deterring them from doing that. So we're trying to get that that area, because it's high traffic over there, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to make sure that area is safe over there. We got some picnic tables coming for the other side of the road where the sidewalk used to be, outside that cafeteria area. They're supposed to pave all that out and then put picnic tables. I asked Downstetter about that yesterday. They have already been ordered. They haven't gotten delivered here. And then we're gonna go into the basketball court things that we're still working on placement for that. So still, we got a lot of things on the agenda that we're trying to accomplish this summer. And the cafeteria's gonna roll into next year, but this summer, it's gonna benefit our memberships. And like you said, every little bit counts.
Sound like 1,700 on the move.
Well, we doing some things, you know, but right now our focus is solidarity gotta be solid, you know.
That's right.
And one of the things that you spoke on earlier is just keep in mind, management monitor these social media pages. I'm not talking about the podcast now, I'm talking about the pages itself.
Yeah.
And they can see when we're at Discord, you know.
Yes. And they actually quote some of the stuff that's being said and think we don't notice, but we gotta play like we ain't seen it.
They say
so they say little slick stuff,
yeah.
and we just act like we ain't here. But when we walk out, like they was talking about so and so, right? Like, yeah, we know, but that's what we gotta play the role too. So yeah, y'all, let's just get it together and work it out. But great job. Let's just work. Let's get it.
So that being said, we'll close this out unless y'all got something y'all want to add.
No, that's it.
I want you to have a very good, safe weekend. Is there any plans for working this weekend? The answer is
Well, we got no production, no mass production,
I know
but
they got 90 and
yeah.
Quality and
Quality and
material.
body shop.
And the body shops and all of them
Yeah.
working. So yeah,
Material.
we back on that with that third shift. But
And I know
yeah,
we working on that situation. You said there's a meeting coming up. I saw the email that you sent this morning.
yes, sir.
So with that being said, for those who are off, have a great, smooth, safe
Yep.
weekend. See you back on Monday. This podcast probably get out probably by Saturday evening, whatever the case is. But look forward to seeing you down at the Labor Day Parade. Shout out to who's that? Cal for the GOTV. Got to
Oh,
talk about
Tish
that.
Hearn.
Yeah,
Tish Hearn,
Tish Hearn.
Cal,
Yes.
and all the other committees to support it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Disappointed that we didn't all come down to see meet these candidates.
Yep.
Whether they were local politicians, state politicians, or international politicians, UAW. Because somebody that was down here that day is going to be your president and vice president.
Yep.
But great event.
Great
It was
event.
a great event.
It was a great
Civil
event.
rights, Monica Jordan.
Yep. The civil rights, all this committee, women's committee, everybody
Yeah.
helped
Everybody
support
that.
that.
Yep.
Yoka
Great.
Sewell.
Yep.
The recreation committees, they came out. Well, not recreation committee, but the
coaches and stuff.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And the car
Right.
show was dope.
Yes, it
The car
was.
show
Yep.
dope.
Yes, it was.
So with that being said, now we can close it out.
Yeah, man.
sir.
It's been good.
It's
We miss
definitely
y'all
been
guys.
good.
We love you guys, man. We actually love you guys.
We'll see y'all sooner than later for sure.
All right. Deuces.